Alright, what's good, YouTube? None less than the greatest, back with another banger, man. And today, we got a quick reaction. Shout out Hookah Anonymous. Alright, so I was thinking about making this video right here till I seen he did it. So I'm like, alright, I'm gonna just react to it. So this is a theory that I've been having for a little minute, though. Because I do remember watching, like, the daily vlogs from Drakeo when he linked up with Big U. I didn't know who Luce was, but I did see him link up with Big U. I thought it would have been good, like they would have been locked in. But anyways, that's besides the point. So let's just check this video out.
Listen, I know where it is that did Drakeo like that. Where you at?
You gonna see him on FaceTime with Drakeo lltheruler the day before he died. And me, because I put him on the phone with Drakeo lltheruler, and then he pull up.
This is the exact video I was talking about. I remember this video. I thought this would have been like, you know, a good move, but it was the complete opposite.
Here's why it's never a good idea to put street business on social media, as I always tell y'all, because you leave digital footprints that can later be used against you, whether it's in a negative way or positive. And I think it's safe to say, the way everything is unfolding with Big U's situation and Luce, they have left a lot of breadcrumbs, mostly Luce, on social media for people to start putting the pieces to the puzzle together.
Meet Squibbler, the AI book writer that transforms your ideas into fully developed chapters. With pre-made
Now, I'm not saying this is true or it's 100% confirmed, but what I am saying is that since Drakeo's demise, his passing has always been weird on how everything transpired, and judging from what we're seeing in the media.
Oh yeah, for the record, I ain't never really watched no videos on, you know, how the ruler passed and all that, how Drakeo passed, so I don't really know much about it.
Now, it's a possibility that he was set up the whole time, but not by who he thought. Here's why. We all know the story we've been told about Drakeo's passing, which was back in 2021 on December 18th. He was set to perform at the event Once Upon a Time in LA, where he was stabbed in the neck during the altercation that broke out backstage between him and his entourage and allegedly YG's entourage. His mother stated that during an interview after his passing, he was attacked by 40 to 60 masked men that seemed to have arrived when YG did. Now, ironic, there was no security that broke up the scuffle that seemed to have lasted longer than it should have, which led to his mother filing a lawsuit against Live Nation. But aside from just a lack of security, 40 to 60 masked men sounds like they were not there.
Bro, and LAPD was right there the whole time, blocking them in. I seen that though. That shit is crazy.
There by coincidence, but it seemed like they had an agenda to carry out the whole time. Keep in mind that Drakeo was the only one that got stabbed out of everyone, and I don't even think YG ended up performing. Now here's what's interesting. Everything was set up to seem like YG and Drakeo's beef is what led to him losing his life, and being that both of them rep two different sides with YG being Blood and Drakeo being Crip, it's believable that these two got into it and that's what led to them losing in a Blood versus Crip war. But seeing how everything played out with Nipsey Hussle and Big U, I seen similarities within Nipsey and Drakeo's situation. Now, according to Wack, Luce and others, the time Nipsey Hussle was doing a video shoot with YG, it's been said that Big U didn't like the idea and called around to have guys try and backdoor Nipsey at the video shoot. However,
bro, if this is true, bro, Big U is the biggest slime ever, bro. Like, no way.
The Nipsey was well loved amongst the guys, and instead of carrying it out, they warned Nipsey to not go to the original location. They were going to shoot a certain part of the video.
Got a call. The back door was ordered on Nipsey Hussle by Big U. Instead of filling the order, Nipsey had so much love, they gave him the heads up. Nipsey's team didn't arrive yet. Called the team, tell them to turn around, head to the Marathon store. Then YG called, where you at? We got to finish the shoot. This song's a hit, guaranteed. That's when Nipsey told him, you know what? Come down to the hood. Let's shoot it down here instead. They can't backdoor me down here. And YG YG went on his way. But during the shoot, Big U and company came through, kicking down cameras, trying their best to stop it.
So with that in mind, Nipsey told YG to come to a different location, and they would end up just doing everything there, and Nipsey dodged the bullet. But the part I'm looking at is that Big U, who was a fellow Crip, is the one that tried setting Nipsey up, and they were friends. But if Nipsey would have never got the heads up and the guys ended up setting them up, from the outside looking in, everyone would have assumed it was a blood versus Crip situation and thought that Nipsey was a target of gang violence. When all along, it came from his own people. So when you see that, and then you hear that Luce Cannon was talking about people checking in with Drakeo the Ruler just days before he passed, and then he shows his distaste for it, and then Big U pops up, starts to make you wonder. And then with Big U having allegations of extorting guys and wanting them to check in with them, doesn't make it any better.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. The same shit.
Especially when you could tell that Drakeo wasn't with anybody trying to bully him or take anything from him. Then after his passing, you see Luce Cannon speaking on Drakeo's brother Ralphie the Plug in a disrespectful manner, also saying during the interview how he told
Bro, Ralphie gets so much hate for no reason, bro. Like, y'all should be giving Ralphie his flowers right now. That's all I'm gonna say.
Ralphie, who unalived Drakeo and had it dropped, but he claims that Ralphie was scared. Well, now the first question is, how do you know who the person that unalived Drakeo is? But I think we all...
A lot of people know that. Like, I've seen it on a Reddit post, probably.
Don't know at this point. He did call out Big U for allegedly having some involvement, but we'll get into that a little later. Luce Cannon been saying things about Drakeo the Ruler and Nipsey's passing, and Big U allegedly having involvement for months. But I guess nobody was paying attention. Now remember, Luce Cannon and Big U were very cool friends. This is why I say the worst enemy to have is someone you once considered a friend. Why? Because they know everything about you. They know some of your secrets. They know some of your dirt. They know the locations in which you and your family may stay. They know the places you frequently attend. And it's just bad. Having a frenemy is worse than having any other enemy you may not know. Now, in this situation with Big U and Luce Cannon, it seems like they fell out, but Luce Cannon's disdain for Big U may have landed him in the hot seat with police. Reason being is, they are very aware that he has inside information concerning Big U, and this is because he's been doing interviews in his own podcast, exposing information and dirt that he has on Big U. So basically, the police knows for a fact that he has information because it's already on social media. It's videos like this where he's alleging that Big U set Nipsey Hussle up, and Nipsey Hussle threatened to expose Big U a week before he passed away, that will have police asking him about things like this because he clearly knows something. So now, some of the charges that Big U are brought up on, they're going to want help in getting evidence to help those charges stick. And who's better to get than someone you...
Bro, I tried to react to Big U's charges video, bro, but that shit was insane, bro. Like, that shit was ridiculous. Like, I'm talking, man.
You know has information and know is an enemy of Big U. Now, I'm not saying Luce Cannon is going to cooperate because we don't know. But what I am saying is, if he doesn't decide to work with them, they're going to make things very, very difficult for him because they know that he knows information. So, Luce is going to be put between a rock and a hard place. However, let's get into the situation involving Drakeo the Ruler, Luce Cannon, and Big U. Now, first and foremost, rest in peace of Drakeo the Ruler. And y'all let me know if something just don't sit right with y'all after hearing everything that Luce Cannon has to say, as well as videos proving his points. Now, before we get into it, make sure you hit that thumbs up button so we can get this video into the algorithm. And if you're not subscribed to the platform already, make sure you do so now. Now, to the post right here, we'll say, quote, "Now, this only proves Drakeo was associated with them. As a civilian, we need justice for Drakeo. Luce Cannon said they know who did it." Now, another person would say, whoa, Drakeo the Ruler with Luce Cannon in LA days before he was stabbed to death. Drakeo is speaking on how easy it is to get caught lacking in LA. Then
Drakeo was cool with a lot of different people, though, that we didn't really know about, like Brick Baby and, you know, a lot of different dudes from a lot of different hoods, like even dudes from, I forgot where Money Monk is from, bro, Mad Swans and East Coast Crips, like a whole bunch of different hoods, so that's not really surprising.
And Big U mysteriously pulls up. Now, although he said this is days before, Luce did a podcast about this whole situation, and he says this wasn't days, but this was literally a day before Drakeo was
What the fuck? Bro, Luce gotta be lying.
alive. Y'all check this out.
We got out here getting shopping and posting pictures and all that.
The money wise and all that extra.
Thinking
Right?
they got these restaurants, thinking they low.
Local,
You in Beverly Hills and all that. 10 minutes from the hood.
Right.
Shit, RP PNB Rock too, man.
Out your mouth, you think you safe over here.
Giving locations and some more shit.
I go out of town. I don't post no hotels, none of that. I know better. And the first thing I do, as soon as I get there, I hate that I need some blowers. Not security. I need guns. I'm not stupid. I ain't never finna go nowhere and think this sweet niggas I'm out of town. They praying on you like that.
Man, come on, man. They praying for your comfort. You dig?
As soon as you think you smooth, oh yeah, walking on the beach. That's the same way. That's like us walking on Melrose.
Yeah, Hollywood Boulevard, looking at the stars. Now, for a lot of people that don't know, when you go to California, you may think that you're okay because you're in Beverly Hills or you on Melrose, but a lot of people don't know that the hood, right? All that stuff, the Comptons, literally.
Producers, this plugin helps you finish your
You
tracks
know,
way
that
faster.
shit literally
Check this out.
5
I'm
minutes
gonna start
away,
with
bro.
this loop that I made here. And I'm gonna use co-producer to fill out this song. So first, I'm gonna click capture your audio. Now let's analyze the harmony and rhythm of my song. I'm gonna type in groovy R&B guitar and click find sample.
Blocks away. Literally 3 to 5 minutes away, you have the hood. So you may have a nice part right here, but then you walk just 2 to 3, maybe 4 blocks away, and the hood is literally right there. And what happens is, they know guys come out there lacking, thinking everything is sweet, so they surveil the area. Yeah, they over there. They like, all right, I know you're gonna be over here. I know you're gonna be shopping, because if you don't have money, what are you doing over here? So you're definitely gonna be shopping. You're gonna have money. You might have a Rolex or something, and you become an easy target. Whether you're a civilian with money or maybe a rapper with money.
I know better than that. I was in Miami, I ain't put nothing.
Here's Luce Cannon.
And they don't got
Look at his face, bro. You can see the snake in his eyes.
they got Haitian there, they don't got no
Look,
Right back
you could tell he timid right there.
home.
way on that
Wait,
side.
check in for 45 days, come right back. It'd be a whole new person.
Hey, speaking on that, I've been telling Unc, like, because he got to go back to his old ways, because the out of towners is winning.
Now you heard what he said. He said, I be telling Unc he got to go back to his old ways because the out-of-towners be winning. Now when he says Unc, he's referring to Big U. And when he says his old ways, he's talking about having the outsiders.
Bro, look at his face, bro. You could see it on him right there.
Check in. He said the out-of-towners are winning and he got to go back to his old ways. Meaning that, yo, they come in here, they doing what they doing, and they winning out here. You got to start having them check in again.
I'm talking about
And then Big U pulls up.
Look,
Tricking, super tricking, super tricking.
Big homie.
Keep in mind, that was a day before Drakeo lost his life. Now let's get into the actual video of Luce Cannon alleging that Big U may have some involvement in Drakeo's demise. Y'all check this out.
so we about to expose Big Useless, Big Uterus, and we're going to expose Ralphie the Plug at the same time.
For y'all that don't know who that is, Ralphie the Plug is Drakeo the Ruler's brother, blood brother.
So, remember Big U keep telling everybody he never had an iPhone, right? And you're gonna see him on FaceTime with Drakeo the Ruler the day before he died. And me, because I put him on the phone with Drakeo the Ruler, and then he pull up. You get what I'm saying? You're gonna see all of this.
To be honest, Luce Cannon might have been Stink Team.
This is Drakeo the Ruler giving him the phone in which he just got through with a conversation talking with Big U, right? And he's on the iPhone. This is a day before he was stabbed in the neck at the festival.
And then you gonna see raw footage of how it played out, and Drakeo is telling me he didn't trust Ralphie. Ralphie, he didn't feel comfortable with him, and he was asking me to go to the show with him, but I had prior engagements. So at the end of the day, it's like this, right? You got a scumbag, everybody be talking, acting like he just this big macho person and stuff like that, but he's not like that. Sugar plum, McDonald's parfait, mayonnaise, ketchup, mustard, you all of that soft condiments. Don't be acting like you tough because you're not. I hear the little
Who you talking about, Ralphie?
stuff that you be saying and going on and stuff like that. When are you going to address certain things? But look, we ain't going to warm up to it after that clip is over, and after I get my hard drives back and the thing's over, I'm putting out that FaceTime video, right? But you did say you never had an iPhone. Remember you said that? Oh, people, we about to expose it, right? You know, today, it's his birthday. And I like to save things for special occasions. So, sweetie! Sweetie! Here we go. Ralphie, listen, you was pathetic. You let the bag go. Where's your career at now? You told me when I said, let's get out and go do something or whatever, you said you had a career and you didn't want to do anything. Don't make me pull the footage. Yeah, I'm putting the footage where you thought you was Karate Kid and you didn't do nothing, sweetheart. Drakeo is full-fledged up in the front, you in the back. You took off running first, sweetie. You a marshmallow. You is the total opposite of you is the real meaning of light-skinned. This is what we talk about. You have to have some type of color in your melon. You is a full-fledged buster.
Bro, so this code right here, this nigga Luce Cannon set the play up. He alley-ooped them, and he's saying Ralphie's stupid. That's crazy.
Sweetie! Sweetie! It's time for you to get exposed. Whoever's listening to you, they should be ashamed. He let his own brother go. Brother had a son. But I'm about to give y'all exclusive content. This is real, nothing fake. Big Useless asking Drakeo police questions. We talking about a case and stuff like that, and just chatting. He trying to send him back to jail. This is not me saying it. Y'all about to hear it. He's asking, how did you get away with that one? Start scratching his head like.
I'm not gonna lie. When y'all see the video he's talking about, it is questionable for a person to ask something like that, especially in a public setting. Like, if you really genuinely wanted to know how he beat that case, I feel you should have asked him in private, right? The cameras is rolling, and you also have people that you don't know who's who around asking this man how he beat a body. Right? That's out of pocket, but I don't know.
I got some new information. You get what I'm saying? This is raw, authentic, nothing fake. I love Draco to death, and I ain't gonna let nobody exploit his name. Facts. So, sweetie, here we go.
Ain't nothing gonna happen unless you go.
Say goodnight and say goodnight.
What?
Say goodnight.
You ain't go around the corner and you gonna be looking for this.
You come back in and sit down next to you. You talking about what? Hey,
You don't even know.
right. No, you know, but you just don't. You pretend like you don't know. You did. I've seen it happen. So basically, when he says somebody will strip you, go around the corner and come back, he's talking about how grimy the guys are in Cali, right? Where they at. Which is crazy, because now when you pay attention to how he may have been set up, everything he's saying that can happen may have happened to him. He's saying a guy that's close to you will set you up, pretty much strip you for whatever you got, go around the corner, come back, dress a whole different way, and chill around you like nothing happened. Snakes.
Just as bad. My fault, y'all.
So that right there was Big U on the phone, right? After he gave Big U the phone, Luce Cannon went and had a conversation with him, and then he came back and gave Drakeo the Ruler the phone back. Now, you know what's crazy? Seeing how everything played out, I wonder what was being talked about on that phone.
You know, we already know what was being talked about. Like, if you can keep, you know what I'm saying? You got people from the hood in this group that you got. Either you can be with us, pay that fee, or, you feel me? And it was simple.
Once again, this was a day before he passed away, according to Luce Cannon, who was clearly there, as we could see. So what were they discussing on that phone? And then Big U actually pulled up. Right? Crazy.
To go kill within that person. No.
No.
It's not intent.
Listen to
You
this.
premeditated, meaning I went to go kill him.
He
I knew who I was going to go kill.
And they got
And
to prove
that's
that.
Pre-get second degree murder is all the murders.
Yeah, it's just like
Second degree murder you killed and you went to go kill somebody.
He was a part of it. But
That's really what it is. First degree murder is really because it can carry a capital offense.
Yeah.
And it means that I went to go kill you, I laid in wait, I did all this other and all that get in there.
I had all that lying away, all that premeditated. They said I gave everybody the guns. They said I go out buying guns. I knew that this was gonna happen because I create situations in my life. So I should have known. Yeah, I had the criminal street gang conspiracy.
That's some new.
Yeah, it's like a state RICO. They said I was responsible for anything that any of my friends do. All the gang members, all that.
How you beat that?
Whoa. Whoa. And I don't, maybe Drakeo realized it, but then want to really violate because, you know, Big U is Big U. Keep in mind, you know, he's a faction of the whole Crip stuff and, you know, Big U's the big homie. So maybe that's why he didn't react the way he probably should have reacted. Let me tell you, the first thing I would have said, if that was my boy right there, he would have said, how you do that? I would have looked at him. What you mean come on, bro. And keep in mind, Luce Cannon have accused Big U plenty of times on different occasions of working with them people. We don't know how true it is. This is coming from this is coming from the mouth of Luce Cannon. But when you see things like this, where the man asks him how you beat two bodies, because Drakeo beat two bodies, right? When you hear him ask questions like that in a public setting, nah.
Because they was just so focused on my co-offender, they ain't really, and it was telling.
Now, that's pretty much it when it comes to that. Now, Here's two things that Luce Cannon pretty much exposed with that situation. Luce Cannon said that Big U said he never had an iPhone, which means he never spoke to Drakeo the Ruler, but clearly you can see he's on the iPhone on FaceTime talking to him. And this was a day before he passed away, right? Now look at, I ain't gonna lie, he do give, I don't know. Now, the whole point of this video was because it's a lot of things that don't make sense, and I've seen a lot of similarities within Nipsey's case and Drakeo the Ruler's case. One of the biggest ones that I paid attention to was the fact that when Nipsey allegedly almost got set up by Big U, it would have looked like it was by Bloods, when the whole time they were saying that it came from Big U. So when you pay attention to how Drakeo lost his life, in which it seemed like he was feuding with YG and his entourage, and you like, all right, well, maybe it was a Bloods versus Crip thing, but you pay attention, maybe it wasn't. Then when you have somebody like Luce Cannon, who was close, very close to Big U, as you can see here, it's like, all right, if he's saying it, I'm pretty sure he has a lot of knowledge of what's going on. What he got to lie about, right? It's just a...
To be honest, Luce Cannon could just be trying to, you know, cover his tracks type shit. I feel like that's what he's doing. But he just as much of a part of it as Big U was.
The fact that maybe he said a little too much on social media, and it might come back to bite him in the end. Y'all just...
Or he really didn't even have a choice, because if he went against Big U as a member of the 60s, you know what would happen. You know what they say about 60s. But that's the end of the video, man. It's none less than the greatest. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Feel me? We out. Let me know what y'all think about this situation too. I agree. I think, you feel me, Big U did throw the alley-oop. Luce Cannon alley-oop. That Big U set it up, dropped that bag. Feel me? I don't know if the Treetops dropped that bag to Big U. Like YG paid, you know, probably didn't even matter how much it was. I don't think Drakeo paid nothing at all. But, you know, it could have came from anywhere. They playing a dirty game in Cali. But we out.